Like every time we get a good positive going, we get another load over here of, oh my gosh, what are we going to do next?
The Jackson County Expo is facing tough times, losing one of its biggest fair contributors. The Jackson County 4-H program has been hit with a massive budget cut.
That agency won't be able to function after the end of the fiscal year on a new $0 budget. Newswatch 12's Christy Lewis joins us now live from the Jackson County Expo with more on how one of its biggest events will be impacted by the 4-H cuts.
Well, the Jackson County 4-H program does have enough funding to get it through about November of this year, so you would definitely see some kids out here this summer presenting their projects. But the kids who would normally be buying their steers in September or October of this year won't be doing that because the program will likely not exist by then. 11% of the local 4-H program. The rest is state and federal funding, but Jackson County officials don't plan on funding the program at all next fiscal year.
While the county provides 11% of our funding, if it goes away, then the other 89% goes away because it's perceived that the county does not value your services. So if they're not willing to come to the table and provide funding, then why should the state or the federal?
The 4-H club contributes exhibits to the county fair every summer. Last year, 4-H members were responsible for more than 2,500 exhibits at the fair.
And ranged from horses down to, a photography exhibit. So that is a significant loss of opportunity for the kids that would be going to county fair.
But it's not just about the kids at the county fair, it's also about the tradition and the fair itself. What would it be like without the 4-H kids?
It is a critical component to what fairs are all about.
Jackson County Fairground Manager Dave Kohlermeyer says he'll try working something out with the 4-H program for next year's fair.
Inherent in the whole 4-H experience is this opportunity to express yourself, to compete, to get acquainted, to socialize. I mean, there's all kinds of leadership skills that are being developed, citizenship skills being developed. I just can't believe we're not going to figure out a way to accommodate that because that's an important part of what a fair or expo does.
In the meantime, though, he says the expo will focus on bringing in other events to relieve the weight off of the fair's shoulders, considering it provides 50% of the year's revenue.
That's going to be a pretty small teaspoon in the scheme of all things. So I think we're going to have to get a lot more out of the box thinking than that.
Well, the final budget hearing is in June, but until then, 4-H officials say they plan to just hope that the community will voice their opinions to elected officials about a potential change in decision about the funding. Live in Central Point, Christy Lewis, Newswatch 12.
The 4-H Club livestock reaches even further, impacting local food banks. Access gets donations from the auctioned 4-H animals. Many buyers at 4-H auctions will turn around and then donate the animals to regional food banks as well. The food banks send off the animals to be butchered and in return get thousands of pounds of locally grown protein for families.
I think last year we got about 15 to 18 hogs. We probably got 12 to 15 lambs. We got fewer steers last year, maybe 10 steers. But that's a lot of meat. These are heavy animals.
Regional food banks will continue to ask for donations. Access does receive donations from fundraising efforts. The OSU Extension Center cuts will also be impacting Access. The director says it won't be able to offer nutrition classes to the public.